For the longest time, we've all thought of VR as just the next big thing for gaming, right? But something else, this quiet revolution has been happening. We've moved beyond just playing games to actually stepping inside the stories themselves. Today, we're going to dive into this new reality of VR cinema and check out the most powerful, most immersive films you can experience right now. This has been the dream for decades, hasn't it? To finally break through the screen. Spielberg was talking about this ages ago, that the whole future is about putting the player or the viewer inside the experience. And that future he was talking about, well, it's here. It's about moving past just watching a story and actually being there. The magic ingredient, the thing that makes all of this work, is something called the sense of presence. And this is the crucial part. It's not about your brain intellectually understanding a story. It's about your senses, what you see, what you hear, getting so completely hijacked that your brain is basically tricked. It shifts from thinking about what's happening to believing you are there. The story becomes something you feel in your gut. And this right here just nails the difference. For over 100 years, movies have been a window, a flat rectangle we look through. But 360-degree cinema, that gives us a door. It literally wraps all around us, it gets rid of the frame, and it puts us smack in the middle of that world. It is a fundamental, game-changing shift. All right, so here's our game plan. We've put together a guide to the absolute best of this new medium. We're going to journey through unseen natural worlds. We'll float in zero-G, revisit some huge moments in history, confront tough social realities, and even explore art that, get this, takes away our sight to help us see. So let's dive in.
Okay, first up, we're exploring our own planet, but from points of view that are completely impossible for a human to see.
So what's so cool about these two is how they use that feeling of presence to totally reframe how we see nature. In Kingdom of Plants, you literally shrink down to the size of an insect. And suddenly, a Venus flytrap isn't just some neat little plant, it's this huge, terrifying predator looming over you. Then you've got the Okamago experience, which doesn't shrink you down, it just erases distance. You're not watching an elephant from a Jeep 100 yards away, you are sitting inches from it. And that creates this raw, powerful connection that a long camera lens just can't touch. Okay, so from the incredibly tiny, let's go to the incredibly vast. We're heading off planet to probably the most exclusive place humanity's ever been, the International Space Station.
Look, to really sell that feeling of being there, the picture has to be perfect. The experience we're about to look at was shot in stunning 8K. That's so sharp and so clear that it gets rid of any sense you're looking at a screen and just gives you this incredible sense of realism.
And yeah, this is absolutely not your typical space doc with some old footage and a few interviews. The Emmy-winning studio behind this spent years figuring out how to give you just unparalleled access. To become their silent crewmate. You are literally floating right there beside them in zero-G, sharing a meal, doing experiments, looking down at our planet. You're not just a viewer anymore. You're a spatial participant. That's the power of presence.
Okay, so the one you have to check out is Space Explorer's Ultimate Edition. It doesn't just show you daily life on the ISS. The brand new chapter actually follows the Artemis program and our return to the moon. It even has this wild mixed reality feature where you can pull a model of the space station right out of the film and into your own room. You can find this whole incredible journey on the Meta Quest store.
All right, so we've been to new places, but what if this tech could take us to a different time? Now we're going to step into the past.
The studio that's really pioneering this, Targo Studios, has this incredible new way of thinking about it. They don't just show you history, they rebuild it around you. They call it immersive archaeology.
So how on earth do they do it? Well, take their project on the JFK assassination. First, they take all this archival stuff, photos, film, and they restore it. Then they build a totally accurate 3D model of the entire location. And finally, they put you, the viewer, right inside that scene. It turns a historical record into a place you can actually stand in.
And what you get is JFK Memento. You are standing there on the grass in Dealey Plaza, and all of a sudden the layout, the distance between the book depository, the motorcade, where everyone was standing, it becomes so viscerally clear in a way a flat photo could never, ever show you. It's not about shock value. It's about a deeper kind of historical understanding. You can find it on MetaQuest TV. So, from history, we turn to now. VR is being used as this incredibly powerful tool for investigative journalism, for tackling social issues happening right now. Think about this for a second. How do you even begin to explain what solitary confinement feels like? I mean, words just can't do it. So the Guardian's journalism team decided to just put you there, inside a world that is only 6 feet by 9 feet.
And with 6 by 9, the medium is the message. I mean, think about it. A VR headset is inherently isolating. It cuts you off from the world around you. This experience uses that isolation to give you a small taste of the sensory deprivation and the psychological toll that prisoners go through. It's incredibly uncomfortable, it's claustrophobic, but it's such an important piece of work designed to build empathy where it's desperately needed.
We've seen how VR can show us things that are impossible to see otherwise. But what if it could help us understand the world by actually taking something away?
It sounds totally backward, right? But this is the profound idea behind one of the most beautiful pieces of art ever laid in VR. It asks this really powerful question. What is it like to see the world without using your eyes?
It's called Notes on Blindness, and it's based on the real audio diaries of a writer named John Hull, which he recorded as he was losing his sight. When you put on the headset, the world is just black, a void. But then, as you hear things, a car passing, rain hitting the window, those sounds paint the world around you in these beautiful, shimmering forms of light. It's all done with spatial audio. It's an incredible piece about perception, and it proves that presence can be built with more than just our eyes.
So, as you can see, from nature to outer space, from history to art, immersive filmmaking is way, way past the gimmick stage. This is a mature, powerful new way to tell stories and create empathy. But what's next?
And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? The next frontier is already taking shape, and it's where this kind of storytelling meets artificial intelligence. We've seen how VR can make us feel like we're in the past. But what happens when filmmakers start using it to visualize the incredibly complex, invisible world of AI? They won't just be showing us what happened, they'll be helping us feel present in the realities of the future, making abstract ideas totally tangible. And you know what? That might be the most important story of all.